I've finally got you for a chat. I'm going to try and do it justice, similar to what other people have done, mate. You've told your story in different ways, shapes and forms. You're no stranger to a chat like this. And then I'm going to attempt to make some sort of video and to express our appreciation for you in the community, my appreciation for you and your family. And I would love for you to give us some insights into your military service and for your some key takeaways for people that are looking to enter some sort of community service from an entry level, so to speak.
Okay. Yep. Right. Firstly, we'll start off with my military history. As my hat here indicates, 1964, 60 years ago, I left Cairns in far north Queensland and went to the Army Apprentice School at Balkan in Victoria in Mornington. That was a real awakening to someone like me, a young boy from Cairns, to travel some 3,000 or 4,000 kilometres from Cairns and to go to Balkan. You know, my dad had passed away when I was 9-year-old, and so I come from a background of military contribution to Australia's Defence Force. My father and his three brothers served in World War One, and then my father's first marriage, family, he had three sons all served World War Two, and one died on his way to Tobruk. So a little place in far north Queensland called Tobruk, called Albury, was named by my father, and it's a great spot to go on Anzac Day over a century ago. So after I left Balkan, my introduction to then the Corps of Rainby, I'm posting from Balkan. 1 year at Sydney, and then 19 years of age, Davey Martin, but he headed off to Vietnam.
19 years old, isn't that?
Yeah. So went to 102 field workshops in Vietnam. I had my 20th birthday. I went there in April 68. Actually, my posting was delayed because I hadn't turned 19, so my posting was delayed. Went to Wodonga, and then headed off to Vietnam. So had my 20th birthday in Vietnam. Vietnam, of course, is an experience for anyone, but particularly for a young 19-year-old boy. It was an eye-opener, but it was something that tests you and makes you understand how important it is to be yourself and to do what you can, okay? Make your contribution. So it was a year of experiences, but a year that really probably set me up for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
In my attitude to community, attitude to people. On my return from Vietnam, I remained in the army. I did very well in the military, and got to the rank of warrant officer, class 2. And in 1978, I was commissioned.
They went to the dark side.
headed off to Wodonga and did a 12-week course, and you turn out as a lieutenant. I then went to Melbourne for a couple of years, and then headed up to Townsville, where I was the OC of a workshop at 2nd Supply Battalion, and which was part of the ADF. So again, that was a very interesting career, and posting-wise, because while in Townsville at 2 we did Kangaroo 81 exercise down at Rockhampton, and it was where I was introduced to probably one of the most important mentors of my career, and his name was Colonel Jim Burke. And Colonel Burke was the land commander for the K81, and after a few sort of experiences, he decided that Captain Davey Martin should be the one to take the convoy from Rockhampton back to Townsville. But that man then was to feature later on in my life when I get out of the military. But in the army, I think the main thing is it's about companionship and about believing in people, as demonstrated here today. People respect what you've done here, right? Your personal contribution, your physical contribution, But also, the thing is you would have experienced, as I put that article on the paper, that while you're walking along, you've got plenty of time to contemplate and to think about what it's about.
Yeah.
So, your feat today, while it was physical, it was also the mental side of it. And knowing that you were doing something that you'd set your mind to do, and you were determined to do it, and you wanted to make sure that your friends who were here to meet you, saw that you went through with what you said you were going to do. So, no doubt in the time that you've been in the army, you found out how important it is to have companionship, mateship, be part of a team. But I suppose overall being resilient. Resilience, as I say about people, people have all different types of issues in their life, not just the military. I have sons who are police officers, and police officers have their issues. Young people who've been bullied at school and harassed at school have their issues. Mental health is a big problem in Australia today.
Yep.
But it's the way that we handle it and how we resort to ways we can overcome it. And I've found that in the military and post-military, after being out of the army since 1985, I found that the most important thing is to rely on people.
Yep.
And to get people around you who will support you. I mentioned before about Colonel Burke. In the army, I had 4 mentors. And I think that in life, mentorship is very, very important. Having people that you believe in, who believe in you, and are prepared to stand by you. So I had 4 mentors while I was in the army, and they were guys who encouraged me to do more when I was in the army, and to persist and do what I had to do. So mentorship, so important.
Yeah, and I rely heavily on mentorship. You seek them out and you align yourself with their values if they align with yours.
Yep. And then, post-army, it's been, the last 38 years since I left the army. I then got involved in the community services area. I was very fortunate while I was still serving that the army paid for me to go to uni. I went to Charles Sturt Uni, where I did a diploma in community welfare.
Yeah.
So that then enabled me to, when I resigned from the army, to get involved, apply for Murray Valley Centre. Initially, I was accepted there as the administrator. And then in 1998, 30 years later, I was appointed the CEO, which I then stayed in that position until I retired in 2 years. Why Murray Valley Centre? Murray Valley Centre, as you're aware, mate, because you're involved there on the committee there, is an organisation that provides daycare programs to people with disabilities. It's an organisation that existed for 62 years, providing day services. Started off, it's a community organisation that was made up of volunteers and looked after some 60 to 70 people. So it was good. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't have stayed there for 38 years if I hadn't enjoyed what I was doing.
Don't stay anywhere for that long.
Yeah. So, but to have the importance of having the military involved. 62 years, the army have been involved with Murray Valley Centre. Started with a warrant officer, Curly Bob Russell from Ramey Sergeant Smith, and who, in the commencement of the centre, they raised money and donated the drinks and soft drinks and all that, ice creams, and that commitment continued when the Ramey Sergeant Smith was dismantled. I then got in contact with the area commander and said, look, we want to continue the attachment. And hence, we had a representative from the Corps Ramey, not only Ramey, there are other reps as well, other corps, from ALTC side. So that was very important. And again, it was something that I fostered.
Oh, you nurtured it.
Yeah.
You nurtured that
Yeah.
position because
Yeah.
you welcomed. You certainly welcomed me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be here sitting having this conversation.
Yeah.
So what was a fortuitous encounter
Yeah.
ended up being some, what are we now, 6 years later?
Yep. Yep.
Even more. What
Yeah,
is that?
8 years.
8 years later,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm now doing something in what
Mm.
I consider contributing back to
Yeah.
the community.
And my relationship with the RSL as well played a very important part in what I've done, and my commitment and my relationship with members of the Defence Force. I haven't lost the desire to assist members of the Defence Force, and whether they're veterans or serving soldiers. Okay, the important thing is that we continue where we can to assist soldiers, and I just encourage all soldiers to, if they think they've got problems, to make sure they come forward.
Yep.
And I'll be saying that tonight at the RSL.
Right.
I'll ask.
Look forward to it.
Yeah.
But, mate, until then,
Yeah.
hopefully I don't keep you hanging again.
You're right.
We'll be over there. We can
Yeah.
see the monument
Yeah.
right here. So I'm going to make my way over there, mate. I'm going to do some running admin.
Yep.
And I'll catch you for a yarn.
Yep.
At the RSL.
Yep. And we'll see you there. Mon and I'll see you there. And
yep.
We'll have a hamburger or whatever and a drink.
I don't know what I'm going to eat.
And
get in here, Mon. And have a look at the camera. Over there.
And I'll
have a yarn.
Surprise for you.
Yeah. All right.
Good
Till then,
effort.
mate. Put it there.
Good effort. Good effort. Proud of you.